National Pokeball League Season 4 Week 5. This week the San Antonio Swamperts are going up against Togovar and the Portland Timburrs. Division rival, good friend of mine, and quite possibly the biggest rival I have in the NPL. Well, personally. But a very good, friendly rivalry. So, anyways, looking at teams. What he brought, I'm kind of relieved that he didn't bring Azu. It's looking like Hariyama is going to be a pretty big threat, as I don't really have too much switch into it. Definitely thinking that Celebi is going to be pretty useful for that Milotic if it is carrying the HP Grass. I did invest this thing to be pretty specially defensive. Gastrodon with a little bit of mixed physical and special bulk. And pretty much looking at Cresselia as well as a pretty big threat. So, kind of looking at Metagross and the coverage it has, it could prove to be pretty threatening to Toge's team. So, pretty much my thought process is keeping Metagross, Celebi, and Gastrodon alive, and I should probably be okay for this match. So, hope you guys enjoy this battle, and let's get this show on the road. So starting off, I'm going to be leading off with my Landorus. He leads off with Gardevoir. I'm expecting a switch here. Not to want to take a Sludge Wave, so I'm just going to go for a U-turn and go into Skarmory. And here I'm expecting some sort of switch, or hoping the Cresselia stays in. I go for a Toxic, Poison the Zapdos, which is great for my team, as it won't be able to, well, get up a lot of roots on me. And here he doubles his Hariyama in on my Gastrodon, expecting me to switch out from Zapdos. And I don't really have a lot of switch into a Guts Hariyama. And pretty much Hariyama at that, so my best hope was pretty much investing in a little bit of speed with my Skarmory here. So, pretty much my best play for Hariyama here. And fortunately, I did prep for Adamant Hariyama, trying to outspeed that, and I actually do catch him with a Brave Bird, and Hariyama's gone, and this is going to prompt him out to go into Mega Gardevoir here. I sent in my AV Metagross to sponge a Hyper Voice here, and I have one of two plays here. I can pursue predicting the Gardevoir to switch out, or I feel that the Garchomp could come in and go for the Ice Punch. He does send in the Garchomp, and I went with the latter play, go for the Ice Punch, and Garchomp pretty much goes down. And now out comes Cresselia, and I'm just going to try going for a Meteor Match to gauge how much damage this is going to do. I do 25%, so that's pretty much going to force me out into Heatran over here, so I can just try to get off a roar on this thing. I get a Sugar Berry off to damage, or lessen the damage that Cresselia does to me. I roar out Gardevoir. He goes for a HP Fighting, as I get a special attack or special defense drop with the Flash Cannon. If he had not gotten, wait, what am I trying to say here? If he had a Focus Blast over what I think is HP Fighting, my Heatran definitely would have gone down at this point, but yeah, and he wouldn't have taken that Flash Cannon damage. And I think that's actually going to be coming into a little bit of play later, as you'll probably see. But here I'm just going to be stacking my Heatran to another Hyper Voice, and I'm just going to be sending out my Landorus, getting off another U-turn. Or wait, no, I lied. I go for a Sludge Wave here, just to try to get off some damage on something. Check his switch. Maybe he'd expect the U-turn or something. And here I go into Celebi, and from that Ice Beam damage, I am judging that Celebi is going to be a nice switch into Milotic for the remainder of the game. And here, after he sends a Gardevoir on my rocks, he goes for a Hyper Voice. I get a U-turn crit. That is going to come into a lot of play later. On top of him packing, like, I think that's HP Fighting on Mega Gardevoir. And I'll explain afterwards. Now I'm just going to be going on to my Landorus. U-turn is definitely a safe play here, and definitely a low risk play at that, and I'm just going to go right back out into Metagross here. And I'm actually going to Ice Punch here, expecting him to want to defog the rocks away. Unfortunately, the Zapdos lives to hit it too, but thanks to Skarmory, he's toxic from earlier, it goes down. Now I don't have to really worry about defogging anymore, so I can set up rocks with Celebi. And there I actually send in Skarmory as Death Water. I was kind of hoping that I would speed it with Skarmory and get a roost off, but unfortunately that was not the case. And Gastrodon's sitting here pretty, sponging the +2 Ice Beam like a champion and getting off a Clear Smog. And here I go for the Scald on my Milotic switch. Unfortunately here I got the burn, and I say unfortunately because Gastrodon is also packing the Toxic, as we saw a couple turns earlier. I would have liked the Toxic on this thing so I can stall this Milotic out a little bit easier. And at this point, I'm kind of fearing the HP Grass, so I'm going to be switching out into Celebi here as he winds up going for the Ice Beam. And judging from the leftovers, it's looking like I'm faster, so I can either Giga Drain or recover up on this thing. I go for the recover because it gives me more net HP and whatnot. And I'm just going to be following that up with a Giga Drain here. Do a nice little 34%. And here with Milotic, he gets a freeze. Doesn't really matter that much, as I do have Natural Cure and can switch out into my Gastrodon. But here but it will actually give me a free shot to recover. And kind of predict the Ice Beam here and stay in with Gastrodon, as I can just recover. Not like many of my attacks are going to be doing too much to Milotic here anyways. And now expecting an HP Grass, he goes for an Ice Beam and gets a crit on my Celebi. This definitely hurts me a lot. Could have used Celebi to stall out the Milotic a little bit. Milotic's Toxic, and Mega Gardevoir is stupid low, so losing Celebi there was definitely very unfortunate, and kind of leads to this little stall fest between Metagross and Milotic. Fortunately, it looks like Zen Headbutt is doing a good amount of damage to this Milotic, and this is definitely going to take a while, so it's pretty much going to require me to skip a few turns. I'm just spamming Zen Headbutt at this point, and it's actually being of a little bit of benefit to me. It's actually whittling down his recovers little by little, so that Gastrodon would have a little bit of an easier time dealing with Milotic in the long run. And eventually, he is going to fire off another Scald after a series of Zen Headbutts. And on this Scald, he winds up getting the burn, which is definitely going to hinder my Metagross's damage output. And he's going to be left with like 71% off of the damage taken. And yeah, it's not looking pretty. I just send in Landers here just to try to get some shit damage off. And now my last mon's Gastrodon, but judging from how he went for the Ice Beam on my Gastrodon on turn 28, it's actually looking like that this Milotic is not carrying the HP Grass. And spoilers, fortunately for me, Milotic is not carrying the HP Grass, and that was pretty much his last recover over there. Or at least he is. At least I think he's out of recovers. Yeah, I think he is out of recovers at this point. So I'm just going to be saving a few Scalds and just going for the Clear Smog at this point, just to save a little bit of PP on my Scalds and whatnot. I will have to recover at a few points here and there. And yeah, that's pretty much what's keeping me in this game. the, the giant amount of recover PP difference that I have over my Lodic at this point. Now he sends out Cresselia as I'm trying to whittle this thing down a little bit. I thought he'd actually let this thing die, so I went going for a recover of my own there as he Moonlights, but doesn't look like Moonlight's gonna do or make too much of a difference for my Lodic at this point. Because no, wait, did I say my Lodic? I mean Cresselia. Cresselia is just getting whittled down really quickly at this point by Toxic, and at this point he just goes for an Ice Beam as I fire up a Scald, and Cresselia is pretty much gone. Now he goes out into my Lodic, and knowing that he's out of recovers, I'm pretty much free to spam my own recover and just try to get up as much health as possible for that Mega Gardevoir over there. And yeah, that's pretty much the game plan. Since I ran some calcs, and from Modest Gardevoir, he'd need like 90-something% to take my Gastrodon out. So, I mean with a crit that is, not from stock. Stock does like 55% or so. Now he brings out Gardevoir, and he encores me just when I thought I won the match. And this was kind of unfortunate, but fortunately for me, Hyper Voice, as I said, does about 55% at maximum, and I can just I'm still just fine recovering up as he goes for the Hyper Voice and whatnot. And I'm just gonna ruthlessly go for the recover as I am, well, pretty much locked into it at this point. Eventually I am going to run out of recovers here, and that would give him an open shot to either one, take me out with Hyper Voice, or two, I struggle at some point. But actually looking at the Gardevoir's health, a struggle would actually take it out from this range, but that was my last recover. And he tries encoring there again to try to get me to struggle, but no effect, and the Swamperts actually win off of one last Scald. And after this match, I was pretty stoked at the win, and Gastrodon had actually won its place in my heart. So, yeah, just, I was pretty pumped, and yeah, just have a newfound appreciation for Gastrodon. Just yesterday, funny story, I was actually kind of breeding for Kurt's Shellos, and actually wound up getting a shiny. I'll leave a little screenshot for that. But anyways, next week we've got ourselves a match against Cheeseboy628 and the Phoenix Sunkern. Definitely a match I'm gonna be prepping for, as Cheese was the runner-up last season, coming short only to Trevin, the Atlanta Braviaries. So hopefully we get a good matchup out of that, and I'm definitely gonna be stealing myself for that matchup. So hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Rate, comment, sub, and I'll see you guys next time. Go Perks, go!